Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Peaceful Oracle. I'm so grateful that you're tuning in to this week for August 23rd to August 29th. This is your Oracle card weekly reading. So a couple of the messages that came up for me before some of these cards popped out was that this week there's going to be opportunities to make significant improvements or significant advancement in whatever goals or dreams you guys are working on. So whether it's on improving your health or relationships, whatever it is that you have going on, it feels like this week is going to have an opportunity or an opening for the road, like there's a road clearing. So it's going to give you a bit of a break from constantly having to really push your way through or make those exhausting, working really hard with little to no reward type, energy. If you've been experiencing that, this week is going to give you a bit of a break from that. So that's kind of something you can look forward to this week. Is it feels like the road is clear, and that whatever it is that you've been trying to manifest or create in your life, that you may see some significant improvement or just a leg up from everything that's been going on, I guess. Okay, let me get into these cards now. So the beginning of the week, we have adventure. And I feel like with this card, I feel like if you have been working on kind of releasing a lot of the heavier energies, if you have been working on releasing the past from your life, that you may start experiencing some lightness in your energetic body. And I feel like with this adventure card, there is more of a willingness and a flexibility to want to go out and meet new people, want to go out and experience new things, and want to open yourself up to life and to the world again. So I think that you might go into this next week with a bit of optimism, which is really wonderful for your own personal life. So it may not, even if there is a lot shifting and a lot of changes happening outside of you, I believe that inside of you, there could be this willingness, is the word I'm looking for, this willingness to see what possibilities are out there for you. The adventure, I'm kind of feeling like it's not just like going on an adventure. It's not just, it could be, some of you could be wanting to go somewhere with some friends or with family or just on your own. But it's also kind of opening yourself up to something new and different. And the word I'm hearing is like something that maybe you haven't thought of before, or something that may be a little bit different from what you would normally pick, but this time around you seem more open to trying it, kind of like trying a new food, like if it's something that you normally would reject, like it has an ingredient or like a certain vegetable or something that you tend to not like or something, this week you may find yourself actually trying something with that ingredient in it. So that just is an example of how willing and open we are going to be going forward, especially this week. Kind of giving something a chance is what I'm hearing, which I really love, because I think that kind of expands our horizons. It allows us to discover things that, we haven't tried before. So that's really good. I like that. And that's kind of like the attitude or the mindset that we're going into the beginning of the week with. And trusting your own understanding, I feel like there is this mastery over being able to trust our perception, being able to trust our perception of reality, being able to trust our instincts. And I think that you have been doing that. I feel like a lot of us have been really trusting that, because a lot of times we don't always see proof of our suspicions or what we're sensing intuitively until maybe much later on. And I think that for those of us who are still learning to trust that, it's difficult when we don't see physical proof of something, but we just have to go off of our hunches. We have to go off of our instincts. But I think that you may start to see the physical manifestations of what comes from trusting those intuitions. So you may find that some of your suspicions are being proven right, or some of the things that you've always known, but you had no way to really explain it or really to offer some kind of assurance for other people, that, you're just kind of like, you're just going to have to trust me on this one. I just know. And I think that being able to see your intuition validated this week is going to give you a boost in your confidence. It's going to be able to help you look at yourself and say to yourself, wow, I really did know, didn't I? Right? So it's like being able to have that greater trust in yourself. And it may also prompt others to trust you as well. You may find that other people are looking at you with like, wow, she or he really knows what they were talking about, right? Like, I don't know how they knew, but they knew. So that kind of thing, like being able to have not a different, but maybe a more solidified perception of yourself. Like it just becomes more clear. Like, yeah, I do know this, and I don't have to keep doubting myself. So you may find that, this week, that self-doubt is not really taking over. And then it's a bit easier to have more confidence in being able to trust yourself there. And then keep your dreams alive. And I think that this kind of ties in with trusting yourself. I think that once you start seeing some kind of proof or some kind of results from the hard work that you've been putting in, or that faith and that trust that you've been holding on to, being able to see something tangible manifest and come to fruition from all of that hard work will only fuel your dreams. It will fuel this vision. And I'm seeing that it will actually help to expand your vision even more. So once you kind of see like, oh, okay, this is working. I see that, what I manifested when I did it like this, or when I had my thoughts align in this direction, that this is the result that I got. Okay, so that works. So now I'm going to keep going in that direction. I'm going to do that again. And it's going to unfold, like it's going to just get bigger, like a snowball effect. So that you may find inspired to do that. So you may find that, one idea that you started off with is actually transforming and morphing into another idea branching off of the original or the initial plan or idea that you had. So you'll see expansion in your growth, in your ideas, in your career. And also you may also see that I'm seeing for some of you who are kind of dating, or I'm seeing actually for those who are even in a relationship, like if you're already in a committed relationship, that you may find that it's taking on a different form, that it's taking on a different shape, that things are just kind of happening effortlessly and you're not really doing much to control it. You're just kind of going with the flow. So I'm seeing that for some of you, and this feels kind of specific, but for those of you who are in a relationship or dating around, or just, trying to find the right person, right? So I kind of feel like if both of you can allow yourselves to just kind of go with the flow and see what really resonates with you, it may be different from what you think it should. So for example, if you kind of try to box the relationship into like, I want like in my mind, this is my vision, or this is the picture of a perfect relationship. And every time we kind of try to make it that way, it doesn't really work out. Like it's not fitting. So kind of like, again, being flexible and being open to something different. So just kind of allowing yourselves to do something that you've never done before, maybe like an activity or going out and exploring something that both of you never really thought you would be interested in, but just giving it a try. And then you find that you both have this like amazing interest in it, or, it really resonates with both of you. So it's kind of giving something a chance and seeing how that actually fits a lot better with both of your personalities, or it really helps you guys click a lot better. So it's kind of like, again, trusting your understanding, trusting your intuition, following your hunches, following your curiosities. I really love this week. This is really different from last week, actually. This is more open, more flowing, more free. And I love how we have new experiences and possibilities at the bottom of the deck, right here. And I think that with this card, I'm being drawn to the castle that's kind of peeking through this right here. There's like a castle back there. I've actually never noticed that before. I've pulled this card many, many times, and I've never noticed that castle before. And what this tells me is that I like how she's just kind of exploring. Like, she's exploring this big tree that's full of all these beautiful flowers. And she kind of just seems like she's curious. She's just going and picking a flower. And as she goes to pick that flower, there's an opening. And then that opening, actually, in the traditional tarot, whenever you see like a castle, or at least when I see a castle in the background or within the vicinity, I always see that as a sign of hope, as a sign of you're not as far from your goal as you think you are. It's right there in the background. It's there. There's like this. And in this card, it looks like there's a clearing. There's a clearing of these branches and the flowers kind of opening up. So I really love how that confirms the message for this week of remaining open and just kind of maybe don't have so much focus on the end goal, but just kind of follow those curiosities and just kind of test and sample things. And you may find that something will click, something will open up, something will kind of lead you to the next thing, kind of like a scavenger hunt. It will open up and you'll find an answer or a solution to something that you've been trying to figure out. So there's a really hopeful, optimistic week ahead, and I'm really excited to see how that unfolds for all of us this coming week. It feels really good, so it's something we can look forward to. Wonderful. Okay, so I want to go into each of the signs this week I'm going to pick an oracle card just like I have been for the last couple weeks. Spirit has been asking me to also pick a power animal card for this week as well. So each sign will have an oracle card, and I will also pick an animal totem card for you as well. Okay, so let's go into... Okay, let's go into Capricorn here. What do we have coming up for Capricorn for this coming week of August 23rd to August 29th? What does Capricorn need to know for August 23rd to August 29th? Oops, this one is too many cards. Ooh, change. Okay. Okay, a lot of things changing here. And it also kind of feels like things changing for your own betterment. And sometimes I feel like that comes from maybe a bit of disappointment. It could come from, something not working out in the way that you wanted it to, but it's actually for your growth. It is. There is something here, this undertone of something not really working out the way you wanted it to. And in the moment, it feels like it would be a disappointment, or it feels like it would be something that, that's not what you were wanting, but it's something that you need. It could be something that you needed to see, something that you needed to, kind of allow just something to kind of unfold in the way that it needs to unfold, rather than trying to control how we want it to unfold. And I kind of feel like if we can allow ourselves to surrender to that metamorphosis process, that it actually, you'll see that it's actually, oh, I'm really glad it worked out this way. Because if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for that setback, or if it wasn't for the disappointment or something not working out the way it did, it would not have led me to this thing that I discovered. So it's kind of like that. It kind of feels like you're in the midst of something really changing, but almost kind of like changing not on your terms. So it could be a little bit uncomfortable like that. And it could also be kind of accepting the truth about something, and us not wanting to see the truth about something, but it's something you do need to see. So that kind of feels like I see you Capricorn, just kind of sitting in contemplation of that. Oof, yes, this is actually perfect confirmation for that. So wasp spirit, sometimes life stings. Yeah. So this perfectly aligns with that message that I was sensing for you, Capricorn, that even if it's something that kind of hurts, it could be a truth that hurts. It could be, something that we just needed to see and we've been a bit in denial about. But I feel like this week, if we can be able to sit with ourselves and allow ourselves, maybe ask ourselves, okay, why were we wanting that thing to happen in the way that we wanted it to? And I wonder why it wasn't happening in the way. Like, what is it that spirit is trying to guide me towards? What is it spirit is trying to show me about myself? Or what is this another layer that I need to peel off the onion? So it kind of feels like there is this week of having a truth revealed, and it's almost feels like it's a test of how much of it are we willing to accept? How much of it can we surrender to and trust that this is happening for our own good? And I feel like the more we are in surrender, the less that sting will hurt. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling. So it's like the more we can kind of try to let go of a bit of the control of, wanting it to be a certain way, the more we can kind of just ease into that lesson, and we can kind of sit with ourselves and comfort ourselves and nurture ourselves. So if I could say, one thing that you could do that's productive for yourself this coming week is to take care of yourself. So even if you're feeling a bit discouraged or disappointed in something not working out the way you wanted it to, it's going to be beneficial for you to take that time you need to take care of yourself. That helps you kind of pick you back up and helps you see the silver lining behind a situation and maybe why it's happening for your own good, even if it doesn't seem so clear at the moment. Okay, Capricorn, that's your message for this week. Thank you for tuning in. And now we are going into Aquarius. Need to know for Aquarius for the week of August 23rd to August 29th. Ooh, into the unknown. I love this card. I don't know. It's just always such a mysterious card. I love it. It's beautiful. I also feel like Aquarius, you may be exploring some new creative ideas. I feel like your passion may be ignited, and you're just stepping out onto new horizons. This feels like a very positive card, actually. And I feel like there is like a hidden or secret interest in something that you may discover this week, is what it feels like. And I do feel like it is a reflection of your true essence. So there may be something that you discover this week that will kind of clue you into who you are authentically. So it could be you're starting to discover like a hobby or an interest in something. And it could be something that, you never really thought that you would ever be interested in that, but actually it's something that is very you. It's something that is very you, just never realized it. And now you're like exploring this new interest. It can almost kind of feel like all the pieces are fitting together. It's like, oh yeah, this, I would like something like this. Of course I would. This matches my personality perfectly. I don't know why I never thought of this before. So there is something about having your authenticity reflected back to you this week, which is kind of exciting. So be open. So again, going back to that weekly general message of being open to, different things, because it actually may be something that's so much more in alignment with who you really are than you realize. Okay, what is Aquarius's animal totem? Wow, beautiful. Let it shine. Peacock spirit. Yeah. This, again, authenticity. So like allowing your true nature, your true self, your true beauty, something that is a nugget, like a golden nugget that is a part of you, to just come out and show itself to you and to other people, like kind of having a lot of those walls, those restrictions, those things that you use to kind of keep yourself bounded up to just fall away and allow yourself to be seen and allow yourself to see yourself as well. Like not hiding these authentic parts of you from yourself. That actually feels like a lot more stronger of a message than the outside world. So maybe this week it's not so much about how other people are seeing you or showing yourself to other people. That may be something that happens just naturally out of you feeling more confident and knowing who you are more authentically. But I feel like it's more about you seeing a more genuineness. No, it's a bad word. Not a bad word. That's not the word I was looking for. I think authenticity is a good word. Who you really are at your core. Yeah. So that's going to be exciting. I feel like you're going to get to know yourself a lot better this week, Aquarius. Really cool. Okay. Thank you, Aquarius. Moving on to Pisces. What do we have coming up for Pisces the week of August 23rd, August 29th? Encouragement. Oh, how sweet. I'm feeling like, Pisces, there's somebody else in your life that needs your encouragement. So maybe this week you may find yourself lending a helping hand to someone in need. It could be your children. It could be another person's child. You could be a teacher who's kind of spending some extra time with the student. But Pisces, I see you being the one encouraging others. I kind of see you being, oh, wow. Okay. Had a whole bunch of animal cards fly out here. Let me just grab your cards real fast. We had some fall on the floor. Okay. So yeah, I think that you have like a very nurturing quality to you this week, Pisces. And I feel like it's going to be something where I'm really strongly seeing teacher or like a support group, or you may work for a program or like a place of a business that does that, maybe tutoring kids. There's something like that, kind of like lending that helping hand and encouraging someone. You could be taking someone on as a mentor. You are the mentor, so taking someone on as like an apprentice and teaching them the ropes, teaching them how to do something. So yeah, this is going to be, I feel like a lot of your energy is going to be put into this practice of helping or guiding someone who is growing and who is, needing taking not responsibility, taking a role in shaping them, that kind of thing. It doesn't have to be teacher. You could just be being a teacher. Like, you don't have to be a professional, like that's your career, but being a teacher to somebody, mentoring somebody, setting an example for someone who is kind of looking up to you this week. So we had 3 animal cards fall down, and we have giraffes here too. So you could also take that as an animal totem. But we had 3 animal cards here. So time to heal. So you could be kind of offering support as well, healing. And I'm also feeling like this practice of encouraging another person or kind of being a mentor for another person can actually be very healing for you as well. Almost like it's a cathartic experience. And it's something that feeds you as well. So it's like this reciprocal type thing. Seeing the big picture. Wow, beautiful. Okay, so we have 2 giraffes come out here. I didn't even notice that. Beautiful. I want to read about the giraffe since we have it come up twice. Time to collaborate. Yeah. So this week is going to be really working with others. And again, you may work in an establishment where it's like it's a place of work that does this, like tutors students or something like that. That's just what keeps coming up in my mind is tutoring, or kind of like, if you're a teacher, like a kid that needs after school extra help on homework, something like that. So that's what I'm strongly feeling. I'm going to read the giraffe spirit just because we had giraffe come up here twice. So I feel like there's a significant message here with giraffe. Okay, see the big picture. Giraffes stretch upward to reach the treetops, and look down from a high vantage point. When giraffe spirit appears, it is a sign to observe from a higher view. In all aspects of your life, it's time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view. Open your eyes to what others need or are experiencing, and see the big picture you fit into. No matter how great your wisdom, knowledge, or experience, you don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and your circumstances. So stretch yourself. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level, and know that not everything is as obvious as you might like it to be. Spirit will bestow upon you a new perspective that might make all the difference. Beautiful. I love that. Yeah, so it's kind of like being able to see where you fit into the whole picture. Yeah, I really like that a lot. Finding your place, where you can serve, where you can heal, where you can, like, what's your contribution to something. And it kind of feels a very nurturing experience for yourself and for the people that you're helping as well. So there's this really good flow, this cyclical flow of give and take here. So this is I like this week. This is good. I like it. The energy feels very nurturing and fulfilling, and it's like full. It's full of goodness. So this is something that you can look forward to, Pisces. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you, Pisces. Moving on to Aries. Okay, what do we have coming up for Aries for the week of August 23rd to August 29th? Coming to life. Beautiful. Okay. So I kind of feel like Aries, you've been doing some work in kind of getting yourself unstuck, and unnumb is a word I felt. So I feel like there has been a lot of emotional healing, a lot of this stuck and stagnant energy, maybe even in your body. So I'm seeing that a lot of you have been doing kind of body work, like yoga, stretching out, trauma release, releasing a lot of stored energy within the body. And I kind of feel like this week, for those of you who have been wanting to experience some kind of release, or wanting to finally make some headway in sometimes, if there's like an area in your body that's just really tight, or you really feel like you have a lot of energy stored there, and you've been kind of really trying to get that energy moving again, this week you may find some progress there. So you may find like there's some tension that finally gets released, or you finally feel like you can cry it out, or the emotions finally, like, it just opens up and you can just let all of it out, and it'll be very cleansing and it'll be very healing for you, Aries. And I think that that will also help you to feel refreshed and lighter, and you can start again anew. There'll be like new things coming into your awareness where you'll feel like you can follow that trail, and it will lead you down these new paths and new opportunities and adventures in your life where it will really help you get excited for. I also feel like, Aries, you're giving yourself more permission to, explore life and to be happy, and kind of move forward and, it's uncomfortable when we can't move forward when we want to. And so I think that, Aries, you're going to find some progress there this week. Okay. What is Aries' animal card for the week of August 23rd to August 29th? There's something magical about this week for you, Aries. Something spiritual. There's a spiritual undertone to this week. Something beautiful. Sandpiper spirit. There's kind of like this whimsical nature to this coming week. Something exciting and being able to explore, kind of have this childlike curiosity about things, and not kind of taking life too seriously is what I heard. Is kind of being able to relax a bit more, being able to not have too many rigid expectations on yourself or how you want things to be, allowing yourself to play, allowing yourself to not confine yourself into this perfectionism. I'm hearing like perfectionism, that word. So letting yourself off the hook, letting yourself not be so hard on yourself if things aren't perfect. So that's really, I like this. This is really nice, not allowing yourself to take yourself too seriously and take other things too seriously. And I think being able to do that will help open up some energy for you, will open up that flow inside you, and it'll also open up opportunities for you as well when we don't when we can allow ourselves to relax and just play. Yeah, beautiful. There's something there. There's something significant to that as well. So don't take that lightly. Like I feel like if we can allow ourselves to do that, it will open up a significant path, or something will be revealed, or we'll kind of feel like there'll be some clarity on an issue. So that's something to definitely take into consideration there, Aries. Okay, thank you so much, Aries. Moving on to Taurus here. Okay, what do we have coming up for Taurus? Taurus for the week of August 23rd to August 29th. Taurus, I see you spending a lot of time resting. Maybe you're a bit tired, exhausted. Field of Dreams. Okay, so I'm kind of seeing like going to the drawing board, like taking some time out. It doesn't seem like it's too active, too much, of that masculine yin energy. Feels more yin. This feels more soft. This feels like you want to spend more time resting, rejuvenating. I see you might even take a call off, like a sick day from work, and just say that, like a mental health day, and just spend time with yourself and not feeling guilty about that. Going for a walk, going to the park, going to the beach, whatever rejuvenates you, and not really caring too much about what people think about that. Like, it's just like, this is just what I need, and I need some time to myself. And I also kind of feel like you're going to spend some of that time like reevaluating where you want to put more of your energy. Maybe you're kind of revamping your schedule a bit prioritizing, like reprioritizing things. So some things that may not have been so important to you before have now become very important, and other things that you had a lot of focus on are starting to take a back seat now. So kind of reevaluating where you want to put your energy. So that's where I see your energy that's where your energy is going to be this week, Taurus, is spending more time with yourself, resting, rejuvenating, and also kind of taking a second look at going back to the drawing board and kind of just assessing like where you are right now and where we need to make some adjustments that fit better with the place that you are at this moment. Because you could have made those like plans like years ago or something, and now you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I don't think I want that anymore. I need to take that off my list. So something like that. Okay, what is Taurus's animal totem this week? There is always enough. I love that. This is so beautiful. Koi fish spirit to me is always, every time that this card comes up, is always that card of peace. It's this serenity. It's this free flowing, just kind of being in the moment and allowing things to be where they are. There is such peace that comes with this card, and such peace that comes with this beautiful animal. So I think that that's going to be, I'm hearing, Taurus, that I feel like there are some of you that are going to start, the reason you're reprioritizing some things is because you're starting to value things of quality more than quantity. So, because as I tune into the koi fish spirit, what I heard was like, integrity, and how just like the quality of something is just so much more important than how much of it you have. So even when it comes to like friendships, let's say, just having that one really good friend, to you now, it's just so much more important than having like being able to say that I have all these friends and I go to all these parties. But when push comes to shove and you really need someone to be there for you, none of them are there for you. So it's kind of like being able to look at your life and seeing that and seeing like, okay, now I'm going to prioritize more of what fills me on the inside. So, or even doing work, like, is it worth the compromise of doing a career or a job that doesn't feed me, but it pays the bills, or it gives me like a lot of money, but I feel so dead inside when I do this job. So that kind of thing. So not saying I'm neutral to this. So like not saying you should pick one or the other, but I feel like Taurus, you're going to be taking a look at that in your own life. Like, where is it in my life I can kind of make these adjustments? And I feel like you're prioritizing more things that are of higher value. So not so much amount or quantity, but more of higher value for you now. And rearranging your priorities according to that. Okay, Taurus, beautiful. Thank you so much. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, what do we have coming up for Gemini for August 23rd to August 29th? Okay, learning about something interesting for you. I for some reason saw like going to like a historical place. Going to like a historical place. Like I saw Springfield, Illinois, where, that's where Abraham Lincoln's, you can see like where he grew up and all that kind of stuff. So a place like that, or like Jamestown in Virginia, like kind of these historical locations where they preserved, and you can kind of go to the museum and look at, like, go and see how they used to live and how things worked back then, that kind of thing. So kind of delving into history. And I know Gemini, you guys love to kind of analyze and look at things and research history. You guys I've always seen Geminis as history buffs. Like every time I meet any Gemini I know in my life loves history. So my mom's a Gemini and she's super into that stuff. So yeah, so I kind of feel like you may find there's like a new interest or a new like topic or subject that you're really going to explore this week. Or you maybe off chance that some of you might be actually going to those locations, which is pretty cool. Okay, here, let's see. Protecting treasure. Yeah. I kind of feel like you're just going to be in your own space this week, like just kind of enjoying yourself and what you like to do and what you enjoy doing, and not getting too much entangled in drama is what I heard. I heard specifically those words, not entangling yourself in drama. I see you're staying out of it. Like you're kind of you're preserving your energy. The treasure that I feel like you're protecting this week is your energy. I think that you don't have the reserves to really spend too much time in other people's drama and other people's problems. Right now, you're just kind of wanting to be in that space of your own, you're just wanting to be in your own space right now. Okay. Let's pick out an animal card here for you, Gemini. I'm also hearing that there's also going to be an emphasis on your own importance. So like knowing your own value or your own worth, like that's going to be very important for you this week. You're going to be focusing on that and focusing on how to build that, or focusing on how to be able to sense that in yourself. How do I feel my own inherent value? How do I feel my own worth? And you may even be working with someone on that, helping you figure that out, helping you to tap into that this week. That's going to be really important. There's something really important there about protecting your energy and tapping into your value, and also knowing what you deserve and what you don't. You may also find that some of you, that empowerment is going to help you take more of a leadership role in your life now. I feel like there is going to be a turning of the tables for some in dynamics in relationships. So maybe even with your partner, it could be in a friendship, it could be at work, where you used to be the one that kind of followed other people, and now you're kind of leading the way, that people are kind of looking to you now as the source of information, or looking to you in a different light, looking to you as the one who knows stuff. And, maybe Gemini can tell us, where do we go from here, or how do we deal with this situation, or how do we go about fixing this problem at work or in our relationship. So you may find that people are kind of looking to you as a leader this week. So, and I don't kind of feel like there's anything that you need to do. I feel like you have what it takes. You already have the knowledge of being able to contribute to the problem or the situation that's being presented to you. And it's just about you believing in yourself. It's just about you owning it, like being able to stand confidently, like, yes, I do know, and I actually can take the leadership role in this. And you may be surprised, or you may surprise yourself at how well you do with it. So that's really exciting. I really like that. It's pretty cool. Awesome, Gemini. Okay. Thank you, Gemini. And moving on to Cancer here. Okay, what do we have coming up for Cancer? The week of August 23rd to August 29th. I'm hearing the word slow down, Cancer. Making a choice. Okay, Cancer, you might be at a crossroads here. Yeah, significant life changes. And I kind of feel like, Cancer, you've been in that place for a while, trying to choose between something. Or that you can sense that something is shifting but it's shifting really slowly. And you're being very careful about, making sure that you choose the right path ahead. So I kind of feel like I'm seeing that, Cancer, you may actually spend some time turning to a mentor or talking to somebody that will kind of help you figure that out. Because there's something shifting and changing. And I'm seeing that at some point, Cancer, it's no longer going to feel like there's a fork in the road. It's just going to be that one of the paths is going to start disintegrating, and you really have no choice but to go in this one direction. Right now, it kind of feels like there's a bunch of options, or there could be there's this splitting off into, I don't know where to go from here. And you're kind of assessing the pros and cons of each path. And, if I go this way, then I get this and I lose this. But if I go this way, then this happens, or, that kind of thing. But I kind of feel like as we kind of keep marinating in these pros and cons, or, which one do I do? Or which path do I go, that you may find that as you keep kind of contemplating upon that one of the paths, it's going to become clear that one of the paths is definitely not the one for you. That's definitely not the one you want to go down. And this one just feels right. And this is where I'm going to go. So I'm hearing just be patient with yourself, and that you're doing the right thing by kind of sitting there and contemplating and looking at, which one do I want to do? And I'm kind of hearing that you're not in the wrong place, that, some of you feel like, what's going on with me? Like, I'm not sure what's happening to me. I'm usually pretty sure about everything. I'm usually pretty spot on about things. I'm good at following my intuition. I'm good at all these things. And I'm not sure why I feel so confused right now. And this usually doesn't happen with me. I'm kind of feeling that there may be some of you that are thinking that to yourself. And I'm hearing from Spirit that you're not in the wrong place. You're actually exactly where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be sitting there and contemplating these two paths, because it will kind of help reveal another layer to yourself. It will kind of help you see where your priorities are, or what matters to you more than the other. So that's going to be, because there's some shifting there. It's not even shifting, actually. It's just, more another layer being revealed to you. So you're just getting to know yourself a bit better, even more. Even if you're someone that knows yourself really, really, really well. This is just another stage of going even deeper into that. So you're exactly where you need to be, and there's no mistakes here. Is what I'm hearing. So just kind of stick with that. Be patient with yourself, and just do it. Like, just do what you're already doing. Like, just sit, it's good to just kind of like Spirit. I'm hearing like Spirit wants you to just kind of sit there and outweigh, like, make those pros and cons list and kind of debate this thing. And it's just how you process, I think, is what I'm hearing. Like, this is how you're processing it. And the answer will come to you. So just be patient with that. And it's just about divine timing. That if the answer is not there, it's just not time yet for you to kind of see the whole picture, but it will come. It will come sooner than you realize. So just have patience with yourself and keep doing what you're doing, because you're doing great. And that's your animal totem, whale spirit. I love that. Trust the great mystery. Yeah. So trusting that, things will happen when they're meant to happen. And kind of just flowing with the tides, and doing what you can in the moment. Like, all you have control over is what you have control over. So just kind of focusing on that, and not putting too much energy or stress on what you can't really see, or what you can't really figure out at the moment. And that's okay. We don't have to always have everything figured out. And so taking that pressure off of yourself of having everything always figured out, or having all the answers. You don't always have to have all the answers. Some answers we're not supposed to see right now, like if it's not time, and just kind of trusting that it will be revealed to us when the time is right. Okay, beautiful, Cancer. Wonderful job. You're doing great. Okay, moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo, what do we have coming up for you the week of August 23rd to August 29th? What do we have coming up for Leo, August 23rd to August 29th? Okay, we have two cards for you. Intentions and magic prayer. Beautiful. Okay, so putting up manifestations, like, wanting to create something, wanting to manifest something. Also knowing like where your intentions are, being really clear about what it is that we want for our life now. And I kind of feel like you do have that, Leo. You have that clarity about what you want for your life, and just a matter of sitting with yourself and being honest with yourself, like telling yourself, okay, I think this is what I want for my life now. I've gone through all of these changes. I've come this far. What do I want now? What do I want now in this new stage in my life? And you're going to start to put that out into the universe. You're going to start, it's like this new stage of manifestation. Like you're on this new path, and you're starting to begin those beginning stages of cultivating and creating a new paradigm for yourself. I'm hearing new paradigm. So you want like a new reality for yourself. So this is all about wishes, putting out your wishes this week, Leo. Okay, let's pick out your animal totem here. What is Leo's animal totem for this week? What's Leo's animal totem for this week of August 23rd to August 29th? Spirit has your back. I love that. It's so beautiful. There's something very spiritual about this week for you, Leo. It's all about prayer and intentions and setting and listening. So I really like this message, Spirit has your back, because I kind of feel like, and also I just noticed this before I say this, that all these numbers, we have 22, 32, and 23. So we have 2s and 3s here. And I kind of feel like that this whole message is about putting out the message and confirmation that Spirit's listening, that there is this reassurance that we can hear you, we understand what you're wanting, and we are in progress, or the universe is in the process of kind of giving you what you need in the way that you need it and at the right time. So it's kind of like, this is just the reassurance for you. So I love that eagle spirit, there's a lot of energy of being like a messenger. Like there's a message, like you're putting out a message, and then this eagle spirit can hear you, your message is received. And I also love that there is this air element as well. Like there's these birds in a lot of these cards. Like we have the eagle and we have the owl, which were often used, like birds are often used as messengers, right? So it's kind of like putting out that message, putting out that wish out into the universe. And, it's kind of like confirmation, message received. So beautiful, Leo. Very, very cool. I like that. Very nice. So yeah, you can have that. You can use eagle spirit as your confirmation that Spirit is listening to your prayers. And then Spirit can hear you. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Leo. Moving on to Virgo. Hey, Virgo, we're coming into your season now. So happy birthday to all the Virgos that have birthdays towards the end of the month here, going into September. What do we have coming up for Virgo in the week of, beautiful. Spirit of place. Okay, so I'm kind of feeling like there is a sense of belonging with this card. There is a sense of feeling at home and comfort, and wanting to just rest there, wanting to just find a place where you can be yourself and be around people where you can be yourself, where you can let your guard down. Where you don't have to carry this heavy weight of trying to figure out if this person is genuine or if these people are genuine. There is a need. Sorry about the motorcycle. There is a need to, want to be in a place, or wanting to find a place, or with people where you feel like you can just be yourself and you can really just relax into your being, and it's effortless. So I'm kind of feeling that this coming week and probably even into September, I'm seeing. For Virgo, I see that there is going to be an emphasis in you wanting to really be with yourself or be around people, only people who make you feel like you belong, or who help you to feel like you belong, or to really feel like you can just be yourself and you don't have to put on a mask, and you don't have to pretend to be something you're not, or you don't have to play like these mental gymnastics. I feel like there's not a whole lot of patience or reserves for you. I'm feeling like there's more of this need to replenish yourself. And so I'm either going to be alone so I can just be with myself, because then I don't have to do that. I don't have to pretend to be someone or not, or kind of like put on this like show for people, or I'm only going to surround myself with people where I don't have to do that with. So this is all about authenticity for you, because it's more about like just kind of not having the energy, maybe feeling a bit fatigued and tired of having to do that, having to pretend, or having to kind of put on a mask just to keep the peace around people. I mean, sometimes we do have to do that. Sometimes we have to, unfortunately, we have to be around people where we can't really be ourselves, and we kind of have to navigate the energy. But I kind of feel like in this coming month and this coming week, and I feel like for you, Virgo, it's going to start this week, but I feel like it's going to go into the month of September. And it's going to be about just wanting to feel good and wanting to feel like you can just be yourself. It's going to be really important for you, Virgo. Yeah, let it shine. I love that. Yes, every time I see Peacock Spirit, it's just about being authentic. It's about resonating with people on a heart level, and heart-based relationships. That's going to be really important. Or also wanting to find people that you can have these heart-based relationships with. Some of you, I'm also seeing that, you may find like an online group, like a support group. You may find like a hobby that you like to do. So you may kind of join a group that does that hobby, like hiking or biking or something like that, like a common interest, where you find very like-minded souls, or people that you can just kind of create that tribe, or you could create that support system for yourself. And you may find that you find some really cool friends, or you find some new connections that you really jive with. And that will be very, very, very good for you. You're going to feel seen, very seen, and very honored for who you are. And that's going to feed you, Virgo. That's going to feel like you, like there's a place for you. So there's a place for you at the table, which is beautiful. I love this. This is perfect, and it's in perfect timing for your season. Okay, thank you so much, Virgo. I hope you enjoy your week ahead. Moving on to Libra. Okay, what do we have coming up for Libra for the week of August 23rd to August 29th? What do we have coming up for Libra? Okay, I heard stand your ground, Libra. Stand your ground. Nope, storm fields movement. Okay, so Libra, you may have to stand up for yourself this week. I mean, okay. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like it's going to be something that you're not really looking forward to be completely honest. But the silver lining to the situation though, is that it is going to solidify your choice in whether you want to stay or go. It's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. So there may be someone in your life that just really, really irritates you. And you just can kind of, I feel like Libra, you're at your wit's end. And it's like, I can't put my energy in this anymore. And it may require you to make a difficult choice or a difficult decision, because it could also, the reason it could be difficult is because it could be with somebody that you have a long-term relationship with. It could be a family member, it could be someone that you've known all your life. And And it's just something that you've put up with and you're finally done with it. So, but I feel like Libra, you can do this. And the benefit, I almost kind of want to switch these cards around here for you because this is how I'm kind of seeing the energy moving. I'm also hearing that this is something that could have already happened. This could be something that has already taken place. So maybe this past week or the week before, something has shifted in your relationship with someone around you. And it could be with a family member. It could be something that really came to light. It's something where, you're seeing the truth for what it is and you're finally able to accept. You're finally able to swallow the truth. It's going down finally. And I think that in order for you to be able to accept something for what it is, and maybe that it's with a person that you're realizing this person's never going to change, and I have to finally accept that. I have to be okay with that. I have to be at peace with that. Once you kind of make that choice for yourself, it will actually open doors for you to move. It will be rapid movement in another direction for your own benefit. Right now, at the moment, it may not feel so great because it could be someone you have loyalty towards. It could be someone that you've known for a very long time, but it's toxic. I'm feeling like there's some toxic situation here that you need to move out of. And I feel like you are moving out of that. And I think this coming week is just going to continue along that path or that journey. So for those of you who are not already in this situation, it's going to be something that does come up for you. But it's for your good. It's for your benefit. It's something that you don't need in your life. It's something that you may have gotten used to, something that you're just used to having that toxic energy there. But Spirit wants you to know that you can have a life without this toxicity. It's possible to live a life without toxic energy all the time. But you have to make that choice for yourself. You have to choose for yourself that you don't want that in your life. And sometimes that requires us to make hard choices, just to say, I cannot have you in my life, or I need to set some serious boundaries. So that's up to you. That's your choice in that decision. But it does kind of feel like it has to do with the home. It has to do with a family member. It could be a mother or father, a sibling. It could be like a childhood best friend. It could be cousin or whatever it is. Somebody that you've had, these foundational energy or relationship with, that is coming to question here. And it's up to you. The power is in your hands. If you could really think about, imagine your ideal life, if you could pick anything, what does that look like for you? How does that feel? If you were completely honest with yourself, you don't have to tell this person or anybody out of fear of what they would say or judgment, but if you could just for a second, just be honest with yourself. Do you really want this energy there? If you could choose, and let's say it wouldn't hurt anybody or anything, if you could choose for yourself. So that kind of thing, being honest with yourself, asking yourself this question. If I was completely honest, just under the table or off the record, I would probably not want this person in my life, but I feel like I'm obligated because of this whole situation. So that kind of thing. There's something here with making a significant choice about something toxic in your life. And once you make that choice to move out of that storm field, there's going to be rapid movement for you. It's the thing that's going to open the door for you. Okay. Lots of messages coming in for you, Libra. Wow. That was powerful. Okay. Let's pick your animal totem here. Time for a deep dive. Yeah. So this is really looking within, going within and asking yourself those deep questions, very, very deep questions, and being very, very honest with yourself. So Libra, be honest with yourself this week. Tell yourself the truth, write it down, work through it, and ask yourself, what is it if I could picture, that's the question that keeps popping up in my mind. If I could picture the ideal life for me, what would I want that to look like? And who would be in it? And what kind of job would I do? What kind of coworkers would I love to work with? Or what kind of work would I like to do? Or what kind of boss would I like? Or what kind of partner would I like? If I could have anything, what does that look like? So that's going to be really, really important. That introspection is going to be important for you, and being honest with yourself. Okay, Libra, intense week this week, but it's like deep spiritual work that's going to only be benefit for your growth and for the future. So beautiful. Awesome, Libra. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now we're moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what we have coming up for you this week of August 23rd to August 29th. What do we have coming up for Scorpio for August 23rd to August 29th? Ooh, Scorpio, you're in hiding a little bit. Very diligent working. Yeah, you're kind of a little bit under the radar is what I'm hearing. Like a little bit kind of anonymous, going into hermit mode again, working through the details, working through something, being very private, hiding yourself, going to the drawing board, working out the details. It kind of feels like you are working on something big, like you're working on something really important, like a passion project. You're building something very important for yourself, for your future, for your family, for your life. And you're having like a very calculated route. Like I see you kind of like sitting at your desk and just kind of like combing through all the little fine details through something. And I'm seeing like staying, like you're trying to stay on top of something, or you're trying to stay 5 steps ahead of something. So you're kind of fighting for this, not fighting, but just planning to be in a certain type of position, and you're playing your cards very carefully. And this Ghostlands card, I feel like you're doing it on purpose. Like there's this kind of like, okay, everything on hold. I need to go to the drawing board and I need to figure something out because this is not really going in the direction that I wanted it to. So I kind of need to recalibrate and kind of going back to the details, going back. You could also be going in and learning something. So I feel like Scorpio, you've made such significant progress internally over the past few years. I mean, Scorpio is just, your transformation, right? Like that is who you are. You're at transformation. And it is time for you to, you can sense it. And it's just so interesting about Scorpio is that, it's almost like you do it to yourself. Like it's almost like Spirit's like, I don't even need to tell Scorpio when it's time to transform. Scorpio just knows when it's time to transform. So it's kind of like, it's coming. You know that there's like another layer that's about to shed and you're staying on top of it. It's kind of like you're going back into, okay, I can feel or I can sense that there is another shift happening within me, a significant shift. And so I need to make sure that I kind of go back and I go through what it is that I need to look through, because I know how this works, right? Like I know how the universe works. I know how spirit works. I know the inner workings, and I know what I need to do in order to navigate these waters. It's like you're a master of this transformation thing. It's like your bread and butter. I'm also seeing, Scorpio, that you are preparing for an advancement. You're ready to go to the next level. So for those of you who have like done a significant amount of work this could also be in your career as well. So if like you kind of have reached a point where there's like, okay, I've kind of mastered everything I needed to at this level or in this specific subject or something. And so now it's time. And then I've kind of gave myself a break in between. So I learned everything I needed to, and then I put that into practice for a bit. And now I'm finding that I need to go to the next level to expand that knowledge, or I need to kind of advance and go to the, really add on or, increase like that repertoire of what I know. So this could be a lot of you kind of delving into education, delving into knowledge. And it doesn't have to be necessarily where you're joining a traditional four-year college. You could just be taking some courses here and there that you find interesting online. You could be reading lots of books. There could be some books that you're finding that are really interesting to you and piquing your interest, and you're kind of getting into that again. So you're kind of finding your mojo again. You're finding that flow, which is really awesome. And because I always feel like, Scorpio, whenever you're in that flow, you always find direction. That's where you find direction. That's where you find, okay, so this is where I want to go next. So that's going to be your focus now. You're coming into that space. And I think that this Ghostlands thing is a good thing for you. You're kind of going into a retreat. It's what you need. You know what you need, and you take that time out to give that to yourself. So that's really, really good for you, Scorpio. Okay. Let's pick out your animal totem here. Oh, okay. And your cards fell on the floor. So just give me 2 seconds to grab your card, Scorpio. Okay, so we have three animals here. Sing your song, your own song. Beautiful. So using your voice. Bring a gentle touch. Now is a lucky time. Beautiful. Okay. So a lot of abundance. I always see rabbits as abundance. I'm also hearing swift movement with the rabbit spirit card here. Swift movement out of a situation. I'm kind of feeling, I'm seeing an image of, with the rabbit, that like a rabbit being caught in a trap, but then it being very clever in climbing itself out of the trap. So I kind of saw like it being caught and then the rabbit kind of digging a hole underneath the trap so it could squeeze its way out. And so I kind of feel like you're being very tactful in how you're approaching a certain situation, kind of climbing yourself out, you've learned how to kind of climb yourself out or escape sticky situations. I think that, Scorpio, you are going to be taking the lead on a situation, or you're going to be showing that you have the upper hand, or that you are the one who's actually in control of a situation. So you're staying ahead of something. And I think that in the details as well, here I'm getting another message here, is that if you're kind of dealing with a situation with another person, it could be that one that you're using your voice with the canary spirits, like you're using your voice, you're telling your truth, you're being authentic, and you're not really, it's like you know exactly what you're talking about and you know exactly what you're saying. It may be that the person that you're talking to doesn't understand what you're saying, but that doesn't mean that you don't make any sense. It means that they just don't understand what you're saying. And that's on them. So I think that also with the bring a gentle touch, the energy that I was sensing was that when you speak your truth, that you are not approaching it in a way, you're not doing it to sting someone. So you're not bringing your stinger out. I think, Scorpio, you're very careful about who you sting, because you know that when you sting, it's going to hurt a lot. So you're very careful about it. You kind of, you temper it to like when it's very appropriate. So, I think that Scorpio, you're very good at knowing and how much another person can handle it or not. So even if someone comes with a loud bark, you can kind of sense that, okay, but if I staying back, I know that it's going to hurt this person. So it's kind of being able to temper the, like they're coming at me, but I'm not going to come at them. Like I'm just going to take the high road here, and I'm going to just let them know that they need to stay within, not cross my boundaries. And I kind of feel like by doing that, you're the one who kind of stays in power. You stay in your power, not kind of overpowering another person. You're just staying in your power. So this week is all about, applying that mastery that you have over yourself. You already have it. It's not that you don't have it. You have it. And it's kind of like being able to also, another message that I'm hearing with the details is that if someone is kind of saying things, it's kind of like being able to read between the lines. Like you're able to catch the little things that people say that give you a clue into their true intentions. Like they may not realize that they just said that, but because you're so observant and you're so keen on like really, honing in on whether someone is genuine or not, you're going to be able to sense like, okay, because they said this one thing, that tells me that they're actually not telling the truth because I know different. So that kind of thing. So you're being very, very on top of your intuition. You're using that to kind of win an argument or kind of stay out on top, or also preserve your power as well. And I think that being able to do that, learning, because you've learned how to do that, so being able to put that into practice will help you move forward with the rabbit spirit here. Now is a lucky time. It kind of gives you that confidence that like, you know what, I got this. And I feel like I know myself better than I thought I did. And this just showed me that, that I have learned so much from my life, and I've really learned to master my energy. And now I'm using it in practice, and I'm able to show myself what I'm capable of doing. So that's really, really beautiful. I think this week is all about staying in your power. So yeah. Beautiful, beautiful Scorpio. Wonderful job. I hope you have a good week ahead, and thank you so much for tuning in. Let's move on to Sagittarius here. Okay, Sagittarius, what do we have coming up for you for the week of August 23rd to August 29th? What do we have coming up for Sagittarius? August 23rd, August 29th. What does Sagittarius need to know for this coming week? Okay, low on energy is what I'm hearing. A bit low on energy, a bit drained. So yeah, okay. So there may be some wounds that are coming up to the surface for you, Sagittarius, and it may kind of knock you off balance a bit. So needing to kind of be with yourself, rest, rejuvenate. I'm seeing like a lot of self-care is going to be very important, because there's going to be a lot of things that are being revealed to you. A lot of truths that are going to be revealed to you. What I'm also seeing is that it's not something new. It's something that you are revisiting from your past that you're going to see in a different light. So it could be that you're reflecting, or something happens, or someone says something, or something will trigger it, right? So you will kind of reflect back on it. It'll be something that you see in hindsight. It's one of those things. And it will be a bit shocking, not really shocking, just kind of like, oh, wow, I never noticed that. I can't believe that I didn't see that. And that makes a lot of sense why this happened the way it did. So there's a reflection back on your past, but seeing it in a different light. So it could be that something happens and it triggers a memory, and then you realize that maybe like your best friend from when you were in 5th grade, there wasn't actually your best friend. Like you find out that like they were actually talking about you behind your back the entire time. And then that makes sense as to why they no longer became your best friend in middle school. Something like that, right? Like something from your past where it gets revealed to you now. Like you see the truth about something now. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that something happens or someone says something. It could come up in a dream that kind of gets you to start thinking about something, or you're just sitting there thinking about it and you're like, wait a minute, how come I never noticed this? You know, or you could be looking at a picture from the past and you notice something in the picture. So there's something that was hidden in the dark with the goblin card here that you didn't notice before, and that is coming up for you now. And it's coming up. What I'm hearing from spirit is that it's coming up for you now, for you to kind of put that energy to rest. So it's like, you know, skeletons in your closet. We're clearing out the skeletons. So there's some things that you just need to, because it could be actually not realizing it, but affecting your energy now, or kind of putting some things on a repeat, like a repeat cycle or a pattern that you have with friends, let's say. So let's say ever since then, you've always had kind of like this weird thing happen with friends where they tend to do this. And so you're realizing it started way back then. So kind of ending these patterns. They're coming up for you so you can end certain patterns and start something new and different. With the sacred pool, I'm hearing that it's just a time for you to be able to give yourself the space to heal. So give yourself the time and the space to heal. I think that sometimes we don't heal as fast as we'd like because we just want to move on with our life all the time. But I think that there is going to be a calling for you to have patience with how long something might take for you to heal from. That it's like, if it's been there for a long time, that it's a lot of energy to sift through. It's a lot of energy to slowly release. So it just takes time. And so kind of allowing yourself to every day have a practice where you can give yourself the space to heal. You can give your body some space to heal, your mind, your soul, your spirit, your emotions. So kind of setting that time out every day, like a little practice, like 10 minutes every day to just be with yourself, or allow yourself to sit in meditation and release that energy. Or even in yoga, like sometimes our bodies store a lot of that energy too from the past that's just always there, that lingers. And so the longer it's been there, sometimes it just kind of gets calcified there. So it takes some time to kind of like loosen up the energy and for it to like start to flow out of us. So being patient with yourself. But that's what I feel like with the sacred pool, is that whatever truth or something comes to light, just give yourself the time and space you need to heal it. It will heal. It just needs some time and some patience from you and commitment to kind of heal some wounds. Okay, Sagittarius, let's look into your animal totem here. What is Sagittarius's animal card this week? Ooh, beautiful. Okay. Coyote spirit, trust in divine detours, and scarab beetle spirit, magic works through you. Beautiful. So yeah, so this is time for shifting. And I think that the reason why a lot of something old stuff might be coming to the surface is because it's time to shift. And in order for you to move into a new paradigm or a new life path or a new reality, like a new timeline reality, is because there's some things you just can't take with you. You know, you can't go into this new phase with these wounds from the past with you. So there could be just some, with the goblin spirit, it just kind of feels like skeletons in the closet. So kind of giving yourself some time to sift through all of that, so you can approach this new phase with, you know, like a clean slate almost. So trusting in divine detours, that's kind of, it could be that what I'm hearing is that if you've kind of been on this trajectory of progression, and you may find that you're getting halted a bit, that you're hitting a roadblock. And the reason you're hitting a roadblock is because spirit wants you to kind of work through something before you go any further. So just know that it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. It's happening for your benefit. It's happening so you can go forward with the way that you want. Spirit wants things to work for you. So in order for you to have like a smoother road ahead, we kind of need to drop some weight before you go any further, because it's going to start hindering you if you don't. It's going to start blocking you if you don't. So that kind of thing. So just give yourself that time, take some time out, give yourself that time now to heal and to kind of process through something. So that way down the road, it doesn't start to like, because it'll show up later on if you don't do it now. So that kind of thing. I'm not saying that you have to do anything. I'm just a tarot reader. So, take my advice with a pinch of salt. This is just the messages that I'm hearing. You know yourself best. Don't ever let me tell you what to do, what not to do. No reader should ever give that kind of advice or, say that you have to do something. But this is just what I'm hearing. So take it for however it resonates with you, and you know yourself best there. But just know that, if something does come up for you, to allow yourself to give yourself some of that time to process things before you go a little bit further, if that's what's resonating with you. Okay, Sagittarius, wonderful week ahead. It's going to be, I think that it's important to just take it a bit slow if it feels overwhelming, is what I'll say, and leave it there. Okay, thank you everybody for tuning in to this weekly reading. I will see you for next week, and I hope you all have a beautiful week ahead. Bye everyone.